Hey everybody, it's Mary Catherine from Transformational Life and Self-Love. Coming at you from Paris. Oh my goodness. I mean, we're on like 12-12. Okay, so for any of you out there, I'm going to talk a little bit about the Playful Abundance Challenge. That's what I'm going to call it. And it's going to start from tomorrow. So I'm going to host a couple of lives, and I'll have like some questions for everybody to reflect on. So, and homework, because we kind of have to practice what we're going to be bringing in, essentially. And that's the frequency and the vibration of play, and see where that brings us, and share. Like, because we need to share this so that we can kind of see how everybody else is doing it, and then feed off that energy as well. So that is my plan. Christy, welcome, my sweetheart. I'm talking about the Playful Abundance Challenge that kind of came to light last night, and I am hosting it from tomorrow onwards. Jean, welcome. You can see what I wrote in the chat box up there. Really, what's it? It's going to be. If anybody wants to join, essentially, it's open for all. It's free for all. The Playful Abundance Challenge. So this is as much for me as it is for anybody else out there. I have not mastered this. Okay, I'm putting my hand up. What I am doing here is, as I am doing this for myself because it's something I've called in, I was like, sure, I'm going to open this up for everybody else, because on my journey, that's how I learn, how I grow, but it's also how I can share and inspire and receive that back from everybody else as well, because I know everybody that I'm connected with, I have so much to learn from you all. Whether, you know, you're people that are my friends, you're in my circle, you're people that I've worked with, or you've worked with me, we're soul family. At some level, we're soul family. Hi, good morning. So I want us all to maybe play a little bit more together. And in play, in that vibration of play, and that is what I'm really like, I've been feeling it this morning. So even this morning, I was getting ready and started singing, and could feel like just coming into that play where my body was tight. So for me, it was physical. So like play feels like flow, right? That's why I'm kind of standing up today doing this live. I'm like standing in my sitting room. Out there is the Eiffel Tower, which you need to stick your head out like that. So I was like, I need to move more today. I need to move the body, and anywhere in the body where I'm feeling stuck, and like, I am going to get a little strange and weird here, but you girls can get weird with me. It's like, oh, I'm holding something. Oh, wait a minute, that's not mine. Okay, now clear the body, ground, because I can realize that grounding. And Jean, I know you're really good for this as well, like that whole like becoming centered and releasing any energy so that I can bring in more of that play. And that play feels quite light. So, girls, who's up for the Playful Abundance Challenge? What does it look like for you to play in your day? Because sometimes we really get caught in the doing, in the thinking. And if any of us out there are body workers, coaches, healers, or work with people in general where there's like quite a lot of people surrounding you and their energies, because I know most of you, anybody on this play now, because I can see your names coming on. Hi, Eileen. You're highly intuitive. Like your extrasensory abilities are there. So you're going to be feeling people a lot. And in that feeling, we can kind of forget what's ours and what's theirs. And that can kind of bring down that energy, that really where that playfulness wants to come up. Now, one thing I noticed in the last few days is, for me, and this is me personally, I need to feel safe in my body so that I can access that creative energy of play. And play is a creative energy. I mean, kids play, and that's how they learn. That's how they grow. You see it in the animal kingdom with, you know, new pups. Nearly all little animals, when they're born, they all play, and that's part of how they form communities. It's how they form social skills, and they learn and they grow, and we're no different. We're the same, except that when we kind of put on our adult hats, we kind of forget like, I need to be doing, and I need to be responsible, and I need to be looking after everybody else, and that's that overgiving as well. So Ken, good morning, sweetheart. Yes, Jean, it is true, isn't it? So this is like I did use the word challenge, but I didn't want to use that with like a hard aspect. You know, this is difficult. I wanted to use it in the sense of, right, how can we make this or assimilate this energy, even if it's 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, into our day? Where I feel at first I'm consciously having to do this. It's like a conscious creation of playful energy. So, and I don't want to make that sound like I'm forcing it. I'm not, but I'm creating space. It's like actual space. And that is like 4 or 5 minutes I did this morning of space. And then I want it to also be unstructured, like completely unstructured, and allowing it in the flow, like any minute, any day. So I've noticed in the last few days, I've been like smiling at random people just because I've been like feeling like it. And lo and behold, not all of them smiled back, but some of them did. So that's a vibrational play between two people, right? So laughing out loud on a bus that's packed with Parisians that maybe aren't so happy because there's strikes going on here right now. Like it's like a pattern interrupt. When you play, you are pattern interrupting wires in your brain that have been structured a certain way. Like this is the science behind it, to play and feed into the habitual responses that we have to everyday things. Whether it's we wake up in the morning and we have our shower and then we eat our breakfast and then we get the kids ready for school, or then we get ourselves ready for our jobs and we walk out to work and we sit at our desks and we go on the computer and then we answer the phone. And then it's like, wait a minute, have you taken a breath to actually go, what could I have done in those minutes, in those precious moments? And this is where we can collapse time, expand time. This is so exciting for me as well, because I know this is possible. I've done it before when I've been in this vibration more and more. When we can do that, right? When we like can integrate this energy, and if it's conscious at first, it's conscious, but it's like recreating that interrupt in the brain, right? So is it adding music to your morning routine? Is it singing loudly at the top of your lungs, completely off key, and then laughing at yourself? Is it standing up and down and doing random stuff, like making faces in the mirror? This is like, how can you pattern interrupt or use your routines, but bringing playfulness in it? So I'm not sure, is this sounding and completely bizarre? But I think it's supposed to. Because for me, it's like, if I can play with that for me for a moment. And I know this week for me is going to be a lot about my body work. It's going to be a lot about me releasing energy so that I can allow that flow through. Because the play energy, ladies and gentlemen, right? When we talk about play, that vibration, that frequency of play, it's from the second chakra. And right now you can't see, but I'm like holding my tummy. It's from the second chakra. If you're not familiar with the chakra system, it's an energy system in the body. So number one is right down. It's your sitting space. That's the root. And I know any of you that were on my ancestral workshop, that's the place I keep telling everybody to open. It's the place I keep telling everybody to breathe into and soften and like feet on the ground, balance. It's the grounding space. It's safety. It's security. It's where we manifest from. It's the sex area. But we first, like the root and the sacral are really connected. It's how I kind of see people. Sometimes like when I see energies, sometimes people's energies are excessive or under, like they're too little or too much. And even for myself, like that's the journey I'm on, is balancing that continually. Tamara, hi, sweetheart. Charlotte, lovely to see you. And Savine, welcome. So what the whole thing with the root and the sacral being the second chakra, the second energy center, that is play. The play energy comes from here. It's where we like that creation space, the inspiration space, the womb of the wisdom of all, right? So that's for men and women, by the way. So how we access that? First, we need a ground, allow ourselves to feel safe. So it's that pattern interrupt, releasing any beliefs or systems around responsibilities, not being safe, lack, right? So kind of cleaning that a little, and then coming up into that womb space. For men and women, again, I'm going to say that it's the sacral, into that space of creation, and allowing that like butterflies, you know, the excitement, the juiciness, the gorgeousness, the luxuriousness of life, the sensuality of everything. And this is part of it for me. And I don't know if it is for any of you out there, but for me, when I play, there's like, I'm so engaged in my senses. It's like things seem brighter, right? And it's like the sound, the taste, the textures, everything, I'm feeling it more, right? So it really is that in tune with your bodies. And of course, children naturally, they're in that whole thing. They come in that way. They're in the body, right? That's their natural thing, is to know how to naturally ground. What do they feel good doing? They just do it, right? They also express, whether it's through tantrums or crying, they're expressing, right? So until, you know, we tell them not to, but that's essentially when they're coming in, that's the way they are. Savine, it feels like the portal today has a lot to do with the Kundalini energy. Yes, and that is part of it, right? So that activation, I haven't gotten onto that yet, Savine. You're like way ahead of me. But it's exactly that. Right, so the 1212 portal is today. So some of you on this live might not be familiar. Nicole, my sweetheart, welcome. You might not be familiar with maybe some of the terminology I'm using. And if that's the case, just send me a post and I'll explain it, or put me a comment there, okay? But 1212 is today. Welcome. It's like the last portal of 2019. Portal. So last night I had a live and I talked about gateway. Gateway and portal is this kind of the same word, the same thing. And what we might call that is just an influx of energy coming in, essentially, from the universe, right? An influx of energy so that we can shift, grow, expand our consciousness, elevate our vibration, our energy systems. But that includes the body, the mind, the emotional, and the spiritual, so that we're on that evolutionary path, essentially. So we're leaving the old constructs of war, famine, disease, you know, the heavy, dense stuff, the pain, the suffering. We're transmuting, working through it, hence my ancestral workshop to help with that. Moving through it and moving into that new consciousness of the fifth. Somewhere people call it the fifth. Essentially for me, use the word, it's love consciousness, it's unity. It's where we can feel safe to grow even more on our soul journey. And everybody has a different soul journey. There's no right and wrong in this. So the 1212, last night, and I didn't cop it because when I was on the live, I did a couple of card readings, and for a few of you, and Kelsey, I remember it was definitely you, and Jacelyn was on it as well. It was the feminine divine kept coming in. And I could really feel it and sense it. And it was like the cards being pulled were listening to the heart space, the sacred heart. That was like listening to the heart, connecting with the heart. And twice the card into the bliss, into the joy and bliss, activating joy and bliss. So everything is around that like heart center, bliss and play. And I was like, the divine feminine. I was very much feeling like that energy coming in. And then I realized like the 1212 is related to that divine feminine energy coming in. So the earth energy, but also the divine feminine coming in from above, and that like integration. So the grounding from the earth, but also the divine feminine from above. And what is that in the second chakra, right? We're going back to sacral. It's play, it's creation space. It's where we receive our inspiration. So this playful abundance challenge, right? It's going to filter out into every aspect of one's life, whether you're manifesting a new partner, whether it's wealth, abundance, riches in that way, you know, your bank balance, but also in your relationships with friends, family, co-workers, with yourself. And I'm kind of going to bring this right back to self-love, self, the body, coming back into the body, grounding into the body, not escaping the body, repressing or suppressing any of that. It's coming back in and fully embodying that whole love. And with love is play, inspiration. So my sweethearts, yes. So tomorrow I'm going to do a live. I will announce the times. Let me know here if you prefer it in the morning or the afternoon or the evening, because I have kind of some time to play with tomorrow. And Saturday it will be either early in the morning or in the evening, because I have clients on Saturday. Oh, Christy, you're here. I have you. I have my BQH hypnosis. Oh wait, no, that's not with you. Sorry, sweetheart, that's another person I have with. I'm getting confused who I have. And Sunday, I will have it Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So I'm going to run it for a couple of days and just see what happens. And I'll allow that flow as well. Like, I'm not going to give it a major structure because it is feminine energy, but it feels good to have it Monday, Tuesday. So let your questions come. Let your inspirations come. I'm going to ask you now, how are you going to integrate more playful energy into your life right now? Does it mean you're coming into the body more? You're going to ground every day more? You're going to listen to music? You're going to move the body in that way? Does it mean that you're going to allow your senses to open more and feel into what's playful? How can you bring more laugh into your life? So what is it for you? Let's not be on the sidelines looking in at others play, or like that kid in the corner watching other children play. Let's actually take part right now. So here's to play and here's to love, and sending you all my love. Bye, guys.